mind is blank.
Well, we were talking about
You
we were
can cut it
talking
off.
we were talking about women, the 6 weeks immediately after birth.
It's actually more than the 6 weeks. So here's the deal, mamas. And most of you who are mommies already know this, but recovery isn't instant. After you have your baby, you're birthing your baby, you're birthing an organ, the placenta. You're losing all of this water weight, and your entire body's changing again. And the doctor says, hey man, if you have a fever, okay, call us then, but otherwise we'll see you in 6 weeks. A lot happens during that 6 weeks, right? You have blood clots, you have sweating, you're exhausted, you stink, you don't care because you're too exhausted, the baby's farting and pooping on you, and husband wants you back the way you were before you even got pregnant to begin with. That's just, the first 6 weeks. It's like the longest period of your life. It lasts too long. There's a lot of frustration during that time, physically, emotionally, but there are, of course, a lot of good things. Bonding and all that. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the frustrations. So, say 6 weeks comes along and the doctor says, okay, how are you doing? Yeah, you're healed up, that's great, and sends you on your way. But the fact is, you still have several months of your body repairing itself, and it's not just physically. That takes a while, yes, but it's emotionally. Your hormones are all out of whack, essentially until you stop breastfeeding, if that's what you're doing. You'll have a period of transition between the end of breastfeeding and when your hormones start to balance out again. And a lot of that can be, you can make a smooth transition with that by having a proper diet. And there are certain nutrients that the body needs that are depleted during the whole pregnancy process. And if you're nursing, you can expect to have a lot more of that. So people will have issues with depression. Why? Because all of the nutrients are out of balance, which in turn bring your hormones out of balance, and yada, 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 yada. Okay, on top of that, you have the stress of bouncing back, right? What is bouncing back? You're not going to bounce back. Plain and simple. You're a new woman. You're now mama. You're completely changed. Your brain has changed, for example. There's no going back to not being a mother, even if something has happened to your child, which I sincerely hope has not happened. You still have a mother's brain. The chemical changes, physical changes in your body that happen during pregnancy continue on the rest of your life. If you've had birth, you've definitely had these changes. So trying to think that you're going to be fully recovered at that 6-week appointment is simply unrealistic. You're going to have a year to repair physically. You're going to have a little bit longer than that to repair emotionally, learn who you are again, have your spouse and the relationship you have with your spouse or your partner kind of be repaired in some ways and rearranged, molded. Okay, you have the opportunity to meet your partner again, for example. Daddy's out there, mama's going to change. She's going to become a mature woman. And you're going to have to become a mature man if you expect to keep up with that. And not that that's a threatening thing. It just takes a different level of awareness on the part of daddy. Daddy goes through the transitions too. He just does it differently. So it's important to recognize that as well. Now, full recovery, if somebody doesn't get the proper nutrition, there may not be a full recovery. You might end up having this depletion for so long that eventually down the line you have problems with allergies, autoimmune disorders, or other issues that are related to all the dietary concerns. And, that's simple science there, biology. So don't be too hard on yourself. And you know what? If you have curves, they're beautiful. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not what you were before you had a baby. You still have this beauty, and now you have a little life too. So try to set a really good example for that little life. Good luck.
Thank you, Jill Kelsey, editor, First Time Parent Magazine, here on Major Dad. So long.